Ready? Start. This petition is filed under Section 11, subsection 6, read with Section 11, subsection 12A of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996 for appointment of a sole arbitrator. Stop. The brief facts which are necessary for adjudication of this application are that the Intercontinental Hotels Group India Private Limited petitioner number 1 and Intercontinental Hotels Group Asia Pacific Private Limited petitioner number 2 are subsidiaries of Intercontinental Hotels Group PLC based out of India and Singapore, reportable respectively. Stop. The parent company is a British multinational hotel based out of Denham, United Kingdom. Stop. Para. The respondent is an Indian company engaged in hospitality sector. Stop. The respondent had agreed to run and operate a hotel by name Holiday Inn and Suites, Bengaluru, Whitefield. Stop. The respondent entered into a hotel management agreement with the petitioners for renovating the existing infrastructure in accordance with the brand standard established by the IHG Group. Stop. The HMA elaborated on the rights and obligations of parties from 17/9/2015 for initial 10 years and further renewals were also provided thereunder. Stop. The petitioners alleged that under the HMA, the petitioners were required to make significant investments for setting up the hotel in accordance with the brand standards. Stop. These investments were to be recovered gradually from the profits made by the hotel in due course. Stop. The HMA mandates that for the renovation undertaken by the petitioners, the respondent was contractually bound to pay the fee to petitioner number 1, known as incentive management fee, at the end of every month. Stop. Further, petitioner number 2 was entitled to license fee from the respondent for the use of brand and marks, as well as an agreed sum towards Satyam Fund contribution, technology service fee and technical service fee. Stop. The petitioners allege that the respondent failed to pay the requisite fee, which was contractually bound to under the HMA since early 2016. Stop. As of 12/10/2018, the respondent owed the petitioners a sum amounting to USD 6,18,719, excluding interest for the late payment as provided under clause 21.3 of the HMA. Stop. In any case, the respondent sent an email on 12/10/2018 terminating the HMA. Stop. In the aforesaid email, the respondent stated that the hotel was rebranded as Miria Hotels, and all guests checking into the hotel after noon on 12/10/2018, were informed that the management of the hotel had been handed over to Miria. Stop. On the same day, the petitioners replied to the aforesaid termination letter contending that an unilateral termination of the HMA was not valid as there was no legal basis for the same. Stop. The respondent failed to react the email of 12/10/2018 and the petitioners invoked Section 9 of the Arbitration Act seeking interim relief before the High Court of Karnataka at Bengaluru in APIM number 3 of 2018 stop. The High Court on 23/10/2018, passed an ad interim order directing the respondent not to evict the petitioners from the premises without due process of law until further orders stop. However, the petitioners allege that the respondent has not been sincere in complying with the order and has taken steps to frustrate the aforesaid order. Stop para. The respondent is alleged to have replied to the aforesaid notice of arbitration by stating that the said notice dated 21/1/2019 was not a notice, and consequently did not require a reply. Stop. Accordingly, the petitioners communicated their intention to invoke arbitration to the Singapore International Arbitration Center. Stop. They also approached the SIAC for suggesting names of sole arbitrator or to invoke the mechanism of appointing a 3-member tribunal if the respondent does not agree on a single name. Stop. SIAC further sent a notice dated 15/2019 to the respondent for appointment of a suitable arbitrator. Stop. Interestingly, the respondent replied to the notice sent by the SIAC stating that the notice of arbitration dated 21/1/2019 was defective and was not curable. Stop para. The reasons have been elaborately narrated herein above and bear no repetition. Stop. Clearly, SIAC and its associate counsel have turned a complete blind eye to the legal position, stop, facts of the case and conduct of IHG and its advocates. Stop. It would not be outplaced to mention that, in the given circumstances, SIAC would not be entitled to exclusion of liability under Rule 38, SIAC rules. Stop. Agreed by the respondent's denial to appoint a suitable arbitrator, the petitioner have filed this petition seeking appointment of an arbitrator. Stop para. When this matter was listed on 16/4/2019, this court was pleased to issue notice. Stop. Thereafter, the respondent entered appearance and filed a counter affidavit dated 24/7/2019, pointing out that the purported HMA, which contains the arbitration agreement, was an unstamped document. Stop. It notes that this court has earlier held that an agreement which is not duly stamped cannot be relied on or acted upon unless the unstamped document is impounded, and the applicable stamp duty and penalty is assessed and paid. Stop para. On 2/3/2020, this court, at the request of the petitioners, allowed 4 weeks to file an application. Stop. In line with the aforesaid permission, the petitioners filed an application for permission to file additional documents dated 23/6/2020, which reads inter alia as under para. Without prejudice to the above, the petitioner number 1 has taken the necessary step to pay the stamp duty applicable to the HMA. Stop. In accordance with section 2 subsection 6 of the Indian Stamp Act 1899, the stamping of the HMA would be governed by the Karnataka Stamp Act 1957. Karnataka Stamp Act, because the HMA was first executed in Bengaluru, the place of performance in Bengaluru, and the subject matter of the HMA is situated in Bengaluru. Stop para. The corresponding stamp duty in INR 200. Stop. In order to establish its bona fide and to avert any argument regarding the adequacy of the stamp duty paid, petitioner number 1 has also paid the maximum penalty, that is 10 times the duty amounting to INR 2000 in accordance with the proviso to section 34 of the Karnataka Stamp Act. Stop. The petitioners further submits that since they have paid the requisite stamp duty along with the maximum penalty prescribed under the Karnataka Stamp Act, this honorable court may proceed to appoint a sole arbitrator who has the jurisdiction to deal with all disputes that arise between the parties.